Hello, everybody, and welcome to Non Sequitur News for April 24th, 2025, Season 4, Episode 115. I'm Mayor Watt, and I run ohmtown.com, and today we're going to be talking about Auction Coast to Coast, First National Park City, Seniors and Scammers. CaliBar uses AI for exam questions. Oh boy. Banksy Balloon Heart Mural, fake Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders, high-speed chase Felonious Eats, Fyre Festival's founder, Flounders, funds, finally. And Clair Obscur is cinematic gaming. And finally, 1 billion videos per year on average. It's a lot of videos. I am Mayor Watt. I run ohmtown.com. That's that site right there. Go over there and become a citizen. Everything's powered by it. Everything. All right, welcome back. This is a time machine episode. The sentient AI isn't available, may not be available for the real show on Friday. If you want today's articles, they're already embedded in the show notes over on YouTube, but on Twitch, you can hit !NSN, and that will get you the latest episodes, articles, or not. What's going on here? Let me try that again. !NSN. All right. I don't know. Omicron has decided to take the afternoon off. Let me save everything and reboot him. Yep, doing it live. But we'll restart him here in a minute. So anyway... Come on, wake up. What's going on? What the heck? I'm not sure what's going on. I don't see streamer bot awake. All right. I can't wait for you anymore. We'll wake them up. All right, let's get into today's articles. Sorry for the delay, everybody. So the first article is a bunch of West Coast Customs cars are headed to auction. West Coast Customs is sending 5 of its custom builds to auction at Mecum next month in support of a nonprofit trade school, which that's awesome. Let's go and take a look. So Amber Da Silva over at jalopnik.com put the article together, and it says, remember West Coast Customs, a shop that Pimp My Ride called home for so many years? Well, West Coast Customs may not have the same level of awareness as it did during those halcyon years, but it's never shut down and never stopped building truly wild cars. That's cool, too. Okay, we're going to go back over to Omicron here for a second. All right. That woke him up. I don't know what happened. Weird. Anyway, they never stopped building. So the cars are this car here. So it's like a slingshot, but with something on top of it. Maybe it's, I don't know. It says some of these cars seem much more reasonable than others. The Passat, built in the wake of Volkswagen's famous Darth Vader ad, is mechanically mostly just a 2012 Volkswagen Passat. So long as you don't need the headlights, which do appear to glow red, or the radio, which is either covered with a Darth Vader chest plate or simply deleted. Who knows? They have a weirder end that begins with the Dodge Charger, which has been shortened and converted into a coupe. Which... that's a Dart, wouldn't that? Right? Wouldn't that be a... Hold on. So I guess it's a Charger. Wait. I need to see this. I'm sure that the cars aren't even listed here, but yeah, so the Dodge Charger, but okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to wrap my head around this thing. They say the 4Runner with its air suspension and flame paint just absolutely rocks, it says. The interior looks dated, sure, but the exterior goes hard, and I honestly love it. Again, so this is that, and that's that. There's one. All right. I don't know. These are the 5 cars right here at the front of this article, but let's keep on going. The next article is over in the Mobile Channel. Chattanooga just became North America's first national park city, and here's what that means. The designation was awarded by a London-based charity that seems to make cities more like national parks, greener, healthier, wilder, aims to make cities national parks. So Chattanooga was the one that got the first designation here in North America. Sarah Kuda is over at Smithsonian Magazine or smithsonianmag.com and put this article together. It's been named North America's first national park city, a designation that acknowledges the city's abundant green spaces, commitment to environmental stewardship. The city is the Southeast Tennessee, home to roughly 190,000 residents, is now the 3rd national park city in the world, followed behind London, Adelaide, Australia. The title comes from the National Park City Foundation, a London-based charity that envisions a better future by thinking of cities more like national parks. The movement is not connected to the National Park Service. That's a federal agency that manages America's national parks, monuments, historic sites, and other protected lands, which, like all things, have been kind of shrunk down a little bit. It says national parks are special places where we have a better relationship with nature, culture, and heritage, and can enjoy and develop ourselves. According to the foundation, combining the long-term and large-scale vision of national parks with cities has the potential to shift our collective understanding of what and who a city is for. Yeah, very interesting. If you want to know more about this, apparently it was kind of driven forward by signature collection. So Chattanooga had been working toward the designation for nearly 2 years. Per a statement from the city in late 2023, officials collected more than 5,600 signatures of support and created a national park city charter. Then they filed an application describing how Chattanooga met the nonprofit's criteria, such as being a place, vision, and community that aims to be greener, healthier, and wilder. Whoa. Define wilder. Let's move on. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. And it's in the Mobile Channel. U.S. seniors lost more money to scammers in 2024 than you think. Most people don't even think about this. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's annual Internet Crime Report, seniors lost nearly $5 billion to online scams in 2024 alone. The 60-plus group is the most victimized demographic. They filed 147,127 complaints, which totaled losses of $4.8 billion. It's a staggering 46% increase in complaints and 43% increase in losses. All of these people just need somebody like me to bounce an idea off of. Hey, do you think it's a smart move for me to send information and money to this place because they asked for it? No. Let's move on. The next article, the article is actually over at vice.com. Paige Gawley put the article together. Nearly $5 billion in lost money to scammers online alone. Who knows about the offline stuff, but online alone. It says that in one instance, the elderly who lost an average of $83,000 each were most commonly fooled by investment, tech support, and confidence/romance scams. Those above 60 were responsible for 33,369 of the 150,000 complaints. It's actually losses totaling $9.3 billion and $2.8 billion. Wow. So who else was scammed? 30s, 40s, 50s were swindled out of billions as well. The former group lost at least of the three with $1.4 billion, while the latter two reported losses of more than $2 billion. Wow. Trust but verify, folks. And most of the time, don't trust anybody online that's romancing you. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Okay, so the next article is over in the Word and Law. This is kind of fascinating. It's frowned upon to use... Look at this. I have a giant gummy bear. Hold on. Gummy bears are different sizes. So look at that. Look at that. There's something wrong with this gummy bear. It's swole. And it's been working out. So California bar reveals it used AI for exam questions because of course it did. Unaware that you're supposed to rip the Band-Aid off all at once, the embattled officials behind the California bar exam decided that they hadn't had enough of the nonstop cavalcade of disastrous headlines about February's exam, so they just casually threw out there that they had used AI to come up with some of the questions. Everybody's going to be chill about this, right? I mean, bar exams and artificial intelligence are two topics that famously elicit only rational, measured reactions. Wow. So the hits just keep coming, says Joe Patrice over at Above the Law. After February's haphazard glitch fest was the product of a shotgun wedding revamp that ditched the NCBE in an effort to save the state licensing operation from descending into bankruptcy, the NCBE's testing venues rules had pushed California's resources to the limits, with the most populous state in the union forced to book massive, expensive, mostly inconvenient locations every time it offered the test. A new provider would offer the examiners the opportunity to do more remote testing and take advantage of multiple smaller locations to save money, and it sounded like a good idea on paper, more or less. It's still a better path forward, for California. Things didn't work out. Apparently it says, making this the perfect time to inform the not at all stressed out applicants that the questions might have also been hallucinated AI slop. Thanks, bye. So yeah, some people had the ability to reschedule, and those that couldn't, didn't get their money back or anything like that. I mean, basically it was just hot garbage. So before rushing to rage, it says the AI-aided questions made up a small subset of the exam, amounting to 23 of the 171 scored multiple choice questions. It's also worth noting that the developing questions isn't the same as handing over test design to computers. It doesn't matter. If AI developed the questions, did they verify the answers? Over and above whatever it means for AI to vet them, the bar also said that all questions were reviewed by subject matter experts. Of course, those same panels suspiciously lost a few credentialed law professors after the bar worried that academics who worked with the NCBE in the past could raise copyright issues. Theoretically, the nonprofit NCBE would waive those in the public interest, but it's also a nonprofit with $175 million in assets. So make your own conclusions about how that would have gone down. Yeah. So they used AI. There's a lot of risks in using AI generally, and to build a life-changing exam specifically, other than the inherent shadiness involved in making this announcement a couple of months after the fact, and having the ultimate authorities at the Supreme Court reply, whoa, don't rope us into this mess. There's reason to believe that the bar examiners probably used AI responsibly here. Yeah, sure. Pretty fascinating, though. Let's keep going. The Banksy balloon heart mural is back on view in New York ahead of a charity auction. A giant slab of wall adorned with Banksy's battle to survive a broken heart will go to auction to benefit the American Heart Association. So this article is over at the Art newspaper, and there is the slab of wall. Interesting. Dubbed Battle to Survive a Broken Heart, the mural features a large-scale image rendered on 7,500-pound section of a warehouse wall that was excised from its original location and is on view at Brookfield Place through May 21st, at which point it'll go to auction at Guernsey's. Banksy created the mural in the Red Hook neighborhood of Brooklyn after the local 59-year-old Vasilios Georgiadis, gave some helpful advice to the artist who was traveling through the area incognito. The artist returned to the warehouse in the middle of the night to paint a mylar heart balloon. A rival graffiti artist going by Omar New York City or Omar NYC defaced the mural shortly thereafter. Banksy circled back to the scene for the first and only time in his career, according to Guernseys, to repair and embellish the painted balloon. Interesting. I remember my first tag is what it says on the slab as well. Fascinating. All right. The next article is over in Mobile. Scalpers are already scamming people with fake Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders on eBay. Don't pay for anything until it can be proven. Nintendo Switch pre-order launched on April 23rd was a complete disaster. Retailer sites completely crashed, and some orders were automatically canceled for no reason at all. Now scammers are adding to the misery by running nefarious schemes on players desperately trying to get their hands on the sold-out console. Brent Cope put the article together. It's over at vice.com. So, as if pre-ordering a Nintendo Switch weren't difficult enough. So, you got to read the fine print. It even says no scalping on this side. In some... the poor soul that bought this, it says. Important disclosure. You are purchasing a black and white printed picture of my Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order confirmation with sensitive information redacted to it. You will not receive a console. You will received a black and white printed picture of my order confirmation. Photo will be tri-folded to fit in a normal envelope. No returns, no refunds, no scalping on this side. So I don't know how much this was actually purchased for, but anyway, kind of scammy. Reveals it's just a piece of paper. You read that right. Scalpers are trying to sell a piece of paper featuring a picture of a pre-order confirmation email. It's not really truly despicable, only because people should be reading their stuff. But I think it's truly despicable because it's fine print somewhere buried. So, yeah, pretty wild. It may not be scalping, but it's scumbaggery. One user points out, only having 3 available is probably the funniest part of this. Another exclaimed, sucks to be this guy. Probably saw it, bought it out of impulse from the fear of missing out kind of sector of thought, and didn't read the fine print. Yeah, nobody does, because you think it's labeled, you're buying a Switch 2. Yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order, but it's actually nothing more than the paper for the pre-order. So it sucks. And all of that, I mean, it could be a chargeback. They'd have to argue that it was a valid purchase and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. Things just get ugly. Can't have nice things, folks, because somebody always comes around and pees in your Cheerios. So, man offered cops a vodka spritzer while on a high-speed chase. Even the most seasoned officer couldn't guess the events of a recent high-speed chase in Florida with a minivan, no less. The Highlands County Sheriff's Office couldn't help but marvel at their latest encounter in a Facebook post. People still use Facebook? Strange things happen all the time when you're in law enforcement. This one, however, might make the books. So, this guy's driving along. Okay, so Paige Gawley put the article together. It's over at vice.com. He also took a smoke break and asked if they had fun chasing him. But he has his window down and he's holding out a vodka spritzer in a can. An RTD, it seems. When cops pulled up, Smith sped off, launching a pursuit. Amid the pursuit, Vodka held a vodka spritzer out of the window as he drove by a deputy. Instead of stopping for the officer, he told him, "I'm just going to give you a drink. That's it." We don't know if he was expecting us to just say cheers and let him go or what. High-speed chase eventually ended several miles later in the parking lot of a business. While there, Smith opted to take a post-crash smoke break. Officers responded by tasing him. His bond was set for $120,000, and he's got a DUI, resisting arrest, refusal to submit to a DUI test, and petite theft. What theft? He attempted to ram 2 patrol vehicles. Even his tires were flattened by spike strips. All right, let's keep going. So what's your offer? Fyre Festival's founder just announced he's putting the infamous brand up for sale. Billy McFarland is selling all of the brand's assets. For what? A sandwich or something? I don't know. Did it have anything? Aaron Davis put the article together. It's over at Okay. Anyway. So, in the statement, McFarland said that he is selling Fyre Festival brand, including its trademarks, IP, digital assets, media reach, and cultural capital to an operator that can fully realize its vision. You know what? Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, it doesn't matter. In the statement, yeah, he's selling everything. Pretty fascinating. Let's keep going. The next article is over in Warcrafters. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 official launch trailer. I don't know why that... Okay, anyway. Expedition 33 is critically acclaimed role-playing game developed by Sandfall Interactive. Take a look at the official launch trailer. It is pretty amazing. You can go here and take a look at this, but I'm air-gapped, so I can't see this stuff. I've seen it outside of the stream, but you can go and check it out. This game is amazing. Its introduction is before apparently there's a first spoiler. If you were watching somebody play this game, it was 10 hours worth of gameplay before there's a real spoiler. Except that the game is amazing. Its story is so much fun. Its world building is fascinating. And you don't think that it's going to get into the action so fast, but it immediately does. I mean, it's great world building. Okay, let's keep on going though. The next article is over in Technology Today. YouTube says more than 20 billion videos uploaded in 20 years. YouTube on Wednesday celebrated more than 20 billion videos being uploaded to the platform since its first clip debuted 2 decades ago. The article is over at Tech Explorer. It was put together by Tech Explorer, apparently. Or The Gist, it says here, maybe. And the online media sharing platform has evolved from a dinner party lark into a modern lifestyle staple poised to overtake the U.S. cable television in paid viewership. PayPal colleagues Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim, I think it's Jawed Karim, conceived YouTube in 2005, reportedly during a dinner party. The domain youtube.com launched on Valentine's Day that year. Video uploading capabilities were added on April 23rd when Karim posted a video titled Me at the Zoo. The 19-second clip showed Karim at the San Diego Zoo's elephant exhibit, and it has garnered 348 million views. And over the next 20 years, the site expanded beyond what was imagined possible back in 2005, which I really don't think so. I think it was imagined that it would be able to record everything. It just has to grow. Platform hosts everything from concert clips and podcasts to political ads, tutorials, and much more. In fact, if I try and promote a lot of my stuff, it gets flagged as electioneering, and I don't even talk politics in here. I don't talk about a candidate. I don't talk about politics. But for whatever reason, my videos get flagged as being political. I think it's bullshit, but whatever. Anyway, the platform reached more than 2.5 billion viewers globally last year and hit 100 million subscribers to its music and premium tier, according to market tracker Statista. and it's projected to surpass all U.S. cable television services in paid subscribers within 2 years. But with that in mind, we are done with today's time machine. We're going to bring us back to the front page of ohmtown.com, where you can go and become a citizen, go sign up, sign in, become a citizen, and come and hang out here on twitch.tv and youtube.com/ohmtown. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.